Chris, I'm from Pum's Kitchen, and if you visit our restaurant every now and then, you probably are aware that we're heading off to Thailand in a couple of days. This time we thought we would share a few tips and tricks to help you on your next visit to Thailand. The first tip that we're going to share with you is how to change these into these. We always carry cash with us. We find it easier than using credit cards or any other kind of money sort of carrying situation. We exchange our cash for Thai baht at the Bangkok airport. The company that we use is called Super Rich. They are found on the basement level of the Suvarnabhumi airport. When we get to Bangkok, we're actually arriving at the Don Muang airport, so we are yet to find out where they are at that airport, but we will find them. The reason why we use Super Rich is that you can get sort of like half to one more baht per Australian dollar that you're taking with you, so you could end up with a fair bit more money in Thai baht than what you would get if you were to exchange your money here in Australia at any bank or any facility here in Australia. And let's face it, more money in your pocket means more spending money on your holiday. That's thumbs up from us. The next tip that I'm going to give you concerns the use of mobile phones. We use the Samsung mobile phones. We're with Optus, and what very few people know is that these phones, if you're on a post-paid plan, are completely unlocked. So you can use any SIM from any country, from any carrier, and the phone will work. When we get to Thailand, we simply pop out the SIM, we go to a company called AIS, and we get internet-only SIMs. This means that we can call each other, we can call our family using programs like Facebook or Line or any other internet program that allows you to make internet phone calls. Also, having internet available for you will open you up to be able to use things like Google Maps and a few other programs like What 3 Words to help you navigate around Thailand. Okay, talking about navigation, we have a program on our phones. It's called Offline Maps and Navigation. It's completely free to use. You do need to download the maps before the program works. So before you leave for Thailand or any country that you're traveling to, you just go into the menu area, you look at maps, and you download the maps for the country that you're going to. In another video I will give a few instructions as to how to use this, because when we travel to Bangkok this time, we're going to be giving a few GPS reference points and a few pointers of how to use this particular program to get around. I believe that there are Apple variants called iMaps. Google Maps also allows you to download some maps, so whichever one you choose. But mobile phones are certainly the thing that you need to be using for your navigation around Thailand. Okay, the next tip that I've got for you is, look, what happens if the worst happens and you need a doctor? For us, when we're in Bangkok, we always find it easier to go private, go to one of the private hospitals. They are very quick, very proficient. Almost everybody in the private hospitals around Bangkok are going to speak English. You're going to get fantastic service, and look, yes, they are expensive for the Thai people, but you might find that like a visit is going to cost you maybe between $50 and $100, and that's not far off what a normal GP is going to charge you here in Australia. The next piece of advice is really simple, so I'm not going to go into it too much. Don't do anything in Thailand that you wouldn't do here in Australia. If it doesn't look safe, don't do it. Look, when we go to Thailand, I always drive. We do have access to a car in Thailand, so we will be driving from our hotel to most of the destinations that we're travelling to in Thailand. And this includes some reasonably long distance travel down to Pattaya. Our last trip we did the 170 kilometre journey to Kanchanaburi, and then quite a fair way past Kanchanaburi up into the hills. In Thailand there's kind of like a herd mentality where everyone's moving in the same direction, and if you need to change lanes, people just move around you and let you change lanes. It seems to be a much more relaxing way of doing things. I have heard some people say, but yeah, look, what about all the motorbikes on the road? And look, there are thousands, there's 100 times the amount of motorcycles on the road in Thailand. They're very easy to deal with. Stay in your lane, don't change lanes without giving a lot of notice using your indicator that you're going to change lanes. Don't change lanes quickly, and when you stop at traffic lights, leave a little bit of space both at the side of your car and in the front of your car, because the motorbikes will move through the traffic and they will always make their way to the front. When the lights turn green, let all the motorbikes go, and when they've gone, on your way, no one's going to tell you off. You're not going to get anyone sort of like road rage you or tell you that the light's green, you've got to be going. Just let all the motorbikes go. You will need the GPS to get around Bangkok. You will need a lot of patience. There is a lot of cars on the road, and there's one more thing that you will need, and that is a international driver's license. It's not actually required for you to have an international driver's license to drive a car in Thailand, but you will need one if you're going to hire a car. When you're hiring a car, look, there's Budget, there's Europe Car, and quite a few other Western hire car companies, and they're the ones that I'd recommend you deal with, because they do have that Western connection, and it is going to make it a lot easier if you do have any problems. The added bonus is at the airports and most of the Western car hire companies, there is English language available there for you to make it easy. If you are hiring a car from your hotel, you won't even need to visit the hire car company. Most of the hire car companies will actually bring the car to you and pick the car up from where you're staying, so it makes it very easy. The service level in Thailand for those sorts of things is very high. So look, if you want to drive around in Thailand, hire a car, a couple of days, great fun, really good fun. Okay, you've gone to a market and you found something like this little guy here that you want to buy. This little guy took about 15 minutes to buy, and the way how I haggle or bargain with the traders in Thailand is a way that I find quite easy to do, quite respectful, and you're going to get a nice result as to the price and the service that you receive from the seller. The way how I do it, and the way how I did it with this little fellow, is I walked up to the shop, found what I liked, pointed to it, asked them how much it was, and then they will tell you, they might write down the numbers for you to make it easier for you. And then I said thank you very much and left. About 10 minutes later I came back, had another look. The person selling the product saw me, came over, and I said it's okay, and then I went away again. I came back about 5 or so minutes later and just showed even more interest in the little statue. And at this particular time, the seller had the idea that I wanted to buy it, but also had the idea that I wanted to negotiate on the price. The original price that she was asking was 350 baht, which is about $17 or something like that. When I went back the third time, she's like, what price? And I said, look, I don't know. She eventually dropped the price to 150 baht, which is about $7-8 or something like that. And at that particular time I go, okay, yes, I buy. So I bought it from her for 150 baht. I never mentioned any prices to her. She was very happy with the sale. She had made me happy. I showed that I was happy with a nice smile, and it really made her day. I got a good price, she was happy with the sale, and I have this nice memory of having a good successful negotiation for this little statue, which is now part of my wife's collection, or part of Plum's collection, of the things that she likes from Thailand. If you don't have that amount of time, look, the easy thing is 10, maybe 20% straight away. So if they're asking for 1,000 baht, offer them 800 baht and just see how you go. And 9 times out of 10 you will get it. There are a few markets like Jadajak Market, Sampeng Market, and the Platinum Plaza, which is another type of market. The only way you'll get a discount there is if you buy quantity. So you might end up having to buy 3 or 4 of the same shirt, and then they will knock the price down per shirt. So you might see a shirt there for 300 baht, and if you buy 3 shirts, they might sell them to you for 200 baht each. So you essentially get one for free. One of the places we're visiting is called Ancient City. As a foreigner, when we go to some of these places in Thailand, there are going to be 2 separate prices. There's going to be the local price for the Thai nationals, and then there's going to be the foreigner price. We don't pay either of those. When we go to quite a few of the different places in Thailand, we use a mobile phone app called Klook, K-L-O-O-K. With these you can actually book the time or the date that you want to visit, and you can quite often get about 20 to 30% off the entry tickets. It just helps us get past the foreigner ticket as to the Thai ticket, and most of the time you'll end up paying the Thai price for the ticket, because the actual application doesn't actually allow for foreigners and Thai people. It doesn't have a distinction between the two, so you usually end up just paying the Thai price, which is going to save you a little bit of money, and the money that we save on that, we usually spend it at the place buying souvenirs or food. So the place there doesn't actually miss out on the money, we just buy a few more things. And it spreads the dollars a little bit more and saves a little bit of money.